Welcome to the Tom Barnard podcast, brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. We are here with me, Andy Brent Barnard, and
Alex Brent Barnard Rasmussen.
And Kristyn Burtt.
We got it all in this time.
Woo-hoo. We figured it out.
We figured it out.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of the squishy epidemic that is upon us with children.
Squishy?
Squishies.
The dumplings and
and like any
Squishmallows, you mean?
No, squishy.
No.
They're like
from squishmallows into squishy, like they're like gummy, squishy creatures.
Oh, they're food?
No.
What?
It's a toy.
Oh.
And it's just like a little thing that you squish, and they're shaped like Fawn just got one.
I remember having something like this when I was a kid, like a keychain kind of thing.
But now it's like they're like
a thing.
It's an epidemic, I'm telling you. And I usually don't feed into these things with my kids. I'm like, you don't need that. That's just garbage. It's going to break, whatever. But I'm like, the squishies, it's so good for their fine motor and grip strength and stuff. And I'm like, this is actually beneficial. And then they pop, and then you throw them away, and it is what it is. But like,
so they pop so they're not made out of like not kickball. You know what I'm talking about.
It's not like a stress ball.
Not like a stress ball, but those foam balls that you used like dodgeball when you weren't using the proper rubber ones.
No.
It's not just like a big foam orb.
It's like goo on the inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Never mind. I did not have one of those. Yeah, so it's like a Stretch Armstrong?
Kind of like a Stretch Armstrong, but yes, they're shaped
a little bit more like translucent. There's glitter in them, and
yeah, some are glitter, some have little tiny, even squishier orbs in them. Sometimes they have color changing. Anyway, there's this one store that is always guaranteed to have squishies, and the minute that my children have any money, Fawn's like,
they're a lot bigger than I expected them to be.
Yes. So these, Andy, these are various squishies we're showing on screen. This is a color changing one.
I'm making that sound, by the way. That's not the squishy.
Yes.
I did get
This is a Nido, which is like the
Nido. I remember you buying Nido.
Fancy
you bought it at
brand.
Shields, right?
Yes.
Nido is like one of the hot brands right now.
Yes. And Specs.
Oh, yeah, Specs.
And that one's filled with sand, but stretch that one. And it like stays. Kind of. Well, you stretched it too far. But yeah, these are squishies.
I see.
And we were just at one store and we got stuck because 50th and France is having a big art fair thing this weekend. I think it's the Edina Art Fair. What is happening, child?
Yeah, squishies, like if you go deep on social media, there's places where you get random squishies and then they pack your order like on the actual social media account. Yeah. And it's random too, because they'll go, okay, they wanted 7 squishies, and then they will pick out these like 7 balls, and within it they'll be like, okay, great, you're gonna get this type of squishy, and then they go and pick it. I mean, it is so complicated if you get into the whole squishy world.
Well, and it's like I see on Facebook, there's like squishy hunting groups that they're like moms posting like down in the valley has Nidos, run fast. And
so
then
they're
like
Beanie Babies.
And then there's, it's kind of like Beanie Babies, but it's not as much like collector. I mean, kind of, I guess there's like, the Nido ice cream, but it's not like, they're not thinking in 10 years, these will be worth $1,000. Like
I would hope not.
No, but yeah, it's like a whole thing.
Well, I might not know about squishies, but I do know that Squishy Talk with Kristyn Burtt is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So glad we have Squishy Talk sponsor.
We got Squishy Talk.
That's why we were 2 minutes late, because we were like stuck. I was like, the squishies are going to make us late for this podcast. And they're like, I'm sorry I made you late, but thank you so much. But Sage got a dumpling, and dumplings are like the big thing.
Yeah. And getting the glitter dumpling is like a big deal.
Yeah. And you don't know which one you're going to get. They come in like little plastic steamer baskets. And he literally took it out of the thing and it broke.
Oh.
The second he took it out. And it was
a silver. It
was like a pearlescent.
It was a metallic one with like a shiny silver case.
Yeah, it was really cool. But
how well can you hear him, Kristyn?
I can hear him.
Oh, you can? Okay, good.
Yep.
There was like wet. It was like wet, and we had to put a thing on it. But they're good to has squishy tape that's specific.
Squishy tape,
Yeah,
of course.
Like normal tape won't stick to
Mm.
squishies, but squishy tape will.
Yeah, she has
So it can-
squishy fix-it tape.
Squishy tape.
So
Oh my
it
gosh.
can fix it and stuff. So
Yep.
luckily, Fawn got that. So yeah, I'm your hero. True,
Great.
and you saved me from a stingray. So
And a stingray.
It's
You got
true.
a first aid kit for squishies. I love it.
We sure do.
Sweet.
Anyway, Kristen, off of
Yeah.
squishies.
Off
What's
of
up?
squishies. Yeah. And like again, like everybody in Hollywood is dying. Like what is going on?
Another one?
Who died now?
Two. We had some really weird stuff happen. So
Uh-oh.
James Handy, and if you see him, he was a pretty well-known character actor, known for NYPD Blue. He had been on Alias. He went out yesterday on his lawn, had gotten into a fight with his, follow this, his girlfriend's son, okay? And his girlfriend's son stabbed him to death.
Well,
Obviously,
Sure.
the son was not mentally well,
No.
but he was pronounced dead. He was 81, so lived a good
Oh,
long
wow.
life, but this
at least
is
he
not the way
wasn't-
should have
yeah.
gone.
I know, but like, yeah, dying at 81, you wouldn't assume stabbing.
no, generally not.
No, so and if you see James Handy, you'll go, "Oh, I recognize his face." I mean, he did so many shows. He was one of those actors that made a really good living. Probably didn't know his name necessarily, but always knew his face. He did NCIS Los Angeles, The Closer, Cold Case, Quantum Leap, Melrose Place, Murder, She Wrote, The X-Files. I mean, we're going back decades to Law and Order, The West Wing, Castle. He was in Top Gun Maverick, so fairly recent. You know, he was in
He was-
Jumanji.
He was the exterminator in Jumanji.
Yep.
You know, when they come in, they call an exterminator and he has to like flee the place.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's him.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
He is
Wow.
one of those actors that just worked a lot back when it was easy to be that character actor working a ton. That was him.
That's the best
Um,
job, I
mhm.
think.
It was. Unfortunately, it doesn't really exist anymore, but
Yeah,
it
I
certainly
know.
was.
Yeah.
Because you could live a very, very good life, like one parent working, kids
Yeah.
go to private school, have a nice house in Los Angeles.
But you're
on
not going to
average.
get swarmed everywhere you go, too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
And then the other death that was just announced this morning was Anthony Head at the age of 72 from pneumonia. If you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he was Rupert. If you watched Ted Lasso, guess what? He was also Rupert.
Oh, funny.
Oh.
I know. I think they purposely did that on Ted Lasso, but
Hmm.
he played Rebecca's ex. And
Oh yeah, he was
so
the key on there,
yeah,
right?
and also Lord Sheffield and Bridgerton. But at 72, his family announced today it was pneumonia.
Oh no.
I know.
I've had pneumonia before. Walking
Yeah.
pneumonia.
That's true.
It's true.
I had to go to the
Sage has had
hospital.
pneumonia before.
I had to go to the hospital and couldn't walk. Well, I could walk, but
Well, it wasn't walking pneumonia then. It was laying pneumonia.
They didn't let you walk.
they didn't let me walk for like, I don't know, for 3 days.
2 days.
And no, 3.
Well, you got out of the hospital after
Oh.
3 days.
I remember when he like got out of the hospital room and he just started running down the hall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Pneumonia is really scary when you're old, though. That's one
Yeah.
thing you don't. That's
Yeah.
Well, or when you're, what was that guy, 42 or whatever, that racer?
yeah. Whatever
Oh.
happened to him? What
His
actually
wife
ended up-
actually just spoke today. So just thanking fans for being with Kyle Busch's wife. Kyle Busch is the one who died of, he had pneumonia.
Yeah. Hmm.
That was pneumonia too, because I remember they were like, "It was pneumonia. No, it was a heart attack. No, it was."
It was confirmed to be pneumonia. I remember
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm just so surprised that someone his age
I know.
could be taken out by pneumonia.
Yeah.
It's very
Well, he wound
unusual.
up getting sepsis from pneumonia.
Right.
So
But
this
still.
but obviously he wasn't letting on how sick he was. And
Yeah.
I think that that's definitely a discussion because a lot of people do wind up getting sepsis because they let their illness linger too long and they don't seek the help that they need. So,
Yeah.
I mean, because if you go back and look at Kyle Busch, he was out and about, he was making public appearances, he was meeting fans, and he had stopped a race a couple weeks before seek some medical treatment, but obviously it lingered. And
Yeah, bed rest is a real thing. When they tell you to rest in bed, they're not just saying that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, Margaret wants to know, did we talk Anthony Head? Yeah, we already spoke about Anthony Head. We did, unfortunately. Anthony Head. I've lots of strange deaths. I always feel like just too young.
Anthony Head was
of course, James
72.
Handy.
So it's not insanely young, but, still pretty young.
Yeah.
For pneumonia, I think so. I feel like that.
Yeah. Like if Dad got pneumonia, I wouldn't be like, that's it for him.
No,
Well,
but I mean, like,
yeah,
you need to stay on
specifically,
top of it, and you have to be careful with that. So
Yes, you do.
yeah.
Well, and pneumonia is weird because like when Sage had pneumonia, I mean, obviously he's young, so it's different. Like he'd be so tired and have no energy, and then all of a sudden be running around and totally fine. And then he didn't have a cough, never had a cough, never had any. But then we went on an airplane, and all of a sudden it was like he looked really, really, really sick. And I was like, we need to take him in. And his oxygen level was slow, and his oxygen was low and stuff. So it like just went from, I don't know. It wasn't like an obvious, like he has pneumonia thing. So maybe it was I don't know.
I had this.
But I think definitely, I just think that like sometimes illnesses can go from like 0 to 100 too.
Yes,
they
can.
You're not,
Yep.
Especially with kids too, they're like running around and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, they're not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's how
Yeah.
Ethan is.
Mhm.
Yep. So you have
Oh
to
yeah,
be
Ethan
really, really
was
careful.
coughing all night.
Okay. Does he have a week where he's not
I
sick?
don't know
Like
what
I
the
don't
deal is.
understand.
Coughing all night again. We gave him some Delsym. I don't know. He slept until like 8 something. And then he ate breakfast, and then he wanted to go and ride his tractor around at 20 miles an hour all day.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Kids are weird, man.
Kids are weird.
Sage. Yep.
Yep.
And we got the Tony Awards this weekend. Will you be watching, Alex?
I will not.
Alex, you don't ask me because you already know the
Andy
answer.
is like, no, that he'd be so out of that 100%.
I don't ever watch award shows, but I always look up the results afterwards. And I like on my Instagram, my whole Instagram will be like the fashion of the Tony Awards and like the big moments of the Tony Awards and stuff, that's what I like. Cause I'm like, I don't need the whole, and the big performances, like who's performing? Who are the exciting performances?
Well, Pink is hosting.
Pink?
Pink, huh?
Pink, yeah.
Why?
Because
Oh my God, why?
There's a couple of reasons. They have moved to New York. Her daughter Willow is really big into Broadway, and then you have Pink, who I believe, although she hasn't officially announced it, I think she's going to be writing a musical, or she's in the process of, and they know it. So the whole family is there. I just think Pink's doing her thing. Her daughter Willow, who I think is 14 right now, an amazing singer too. But
Wow.
they moved specifically to New York so that she can train because she really wants to do Broadway.
Well, Pink is 46, so yeah, a 14-year-old daughter is.
I just feel like her daughter wasn't born that long ago, but yeah, I mean, I've got a 10-year-old, so
I know.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
7.5-year-old that's turning 8 in 7 days.
Yeah, you're more than
7
7.5.
days.
You're almost.
Yeah, you're 7.99 at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see, daughter.
Willow. She
It's
only has the one daughter.
2011 she was born, so she's 15. And actually, she was born in June 2011, so she's turning 15 this month.
Look at that.
Well,
Look
They have a
at-
son also,
Okay.
Carrie Hart and Pink.
Are they together still?
They
now?
are. There's
Well,
been weird rumors that they weren't together. I mean, they have broken up before and then gotten back
Yeah.
together. And then there were recent rumors that they split and they were like, nope, we both live in New York. We're together. Because I think people saw Carrie Hart, which is her husband. He was motocross, I believe, first,
Yeah.
like wandering around New York. And they were like, well, it doesn't Pink live in LA, but actually the whole family moved to New York. So
Oh, okay. And she wrote like a big diss track about him, right? There was like a song that was about him.
her husband?
Yeah.
Huh.
When they broke up the first time. I think it was before they were married. I don't know. I remember there being a big song and like the whole music video was how upset. What?
So What is the
So
song
what?
you're thinking of?
Yes.
So That one.
I'm still a
Right.
rock star.
star.
I got rock moves, and I don't need you.
You tonight.
Yeah.
If you're looking for big performance, it's actually going to be it's the 50th anniversary of A Chorus Line.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
A
And
Chorus
then they're doing a Rent performance as part of the In Memoriam. So they're going to
Okay,
sing
yeah, that
Without You
makes
for the
sense.
In Memoriam, which will be good.
That
Is
makes
Tony
sense.
spelled Tonys or IES?
Why?
TONYS.
It is YS.
Yes.
Yep.
Tonus.
The
Yep.
Antoinette Perry Awards. Now they're shorten her name for the Tonys.
It should be called the Twinettes then.
The Twinettes.
Well, maybe
Award.
not.
Twinettes. That doesn't have the same lingo.
No,
They always
it
want
really
to do
doesn't.
like Grammys, Tonys, Oscars, Emmys.
Yeah.
Oscars is the only one that's actually not.
And E's.
Yeah.
The Oskies.
The Oskies.
The Oskies.
We were
Like-
just listening to the Six soundtrack and the And Juliet soundtrack on the way here. So
Oh,
I'm raising
fun.
little Broadway children. They're great.
Have you had them do community theater yet?
Fawn did a Wicked theater last summer.
Oh, fun.
Yep, she did. Sage has not. Sage has not. He's not. He really likes songs and like listening to music, but isn't a big like I want to sing and dance type guy.
That's okay. He enjoys it though. That's good.
Yeah, he really likes "Don't Lose Your Head" from Six.
Colin is definitely the dancing type of kid.
Yes.
He will dance to literally any. We have these Thomas the Tank Engine toys.
Oh yeah, that make
And you
songs.
No, they don't make songs. These
Oh.
ones are just you flick the switch and it just goes. But because it's got like a little electric motor in it, it's got like this rhythmic like.
Yeah,
And he will turn that on and start going like this.
he dances.
To the clicking of the motor in the Thomas the Tank Engine thing.
That's
Maybe
funny.
he needs dance classes.
I was gonna
I
say.
mean,
Little toddler classes.
yeah,
He'd be great.
Honestly, yeah, Fawn should you should teach Colin some moves because God, he loves to dance and he loves music and all that sort of stuff.
What about like 2.5? They do like a creative movement for kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sage did a Paw Patrol dance camp when he was probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's probably like 2.5-ish. Yeah, he's not talking yet, but I don't know if that matters.
No.
I'm trying to think. I used to teach 2.5-year-olds, and it was called creative movement at the time.
Ooh.
And it was a lot of music. You always have like the props. It'd be like bubbles or scarves or
Scarves. I was
hoops.
gonna say.
The hoops
Gotta
were
love
always really
scarves.
big. Yeah.
Oh,
Or like the little circles, like you'd have them like learn to jump on those. So
Yeah, and you have like the big foam dots that they stand on. Like we
Yeah.
just went to our old dance studio's dance recital last weekend, and like all the little kids, they had to have like the big tape.
Mm.
So it's like
I
the
mean,
you
you
stand,
cried.
and there's
I
always
always-
one just waving.
The waving one and the one that's bossy one will put the kids in the
Yep.
place. And then there's one that's always hysterical that someone has to pick up and then
Yep.
take off the stage. Like it's so funny. It's like a time-honored tradition at dance recitals that there's always going to be like one who knows everything, is going to boss you around, the one who just wants to wave to her parents, and the one who's just going to sob the whole time.
Pretty much. That's generally how it goes.
I only remember doing one dance.
And you were the bossy one.
I think I was like, why aren't you guys on your positions?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
like this isn't that hard. We've
Yeah.
been rehearsing this for months.
Yep. And my kids are like that too. If something's not right, then they'll have to go make it right
Yeah.
and then make it more wrong in the process. But,
Oh, I'd be the one. I'm like, you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be
Yep,
there.
that was how I was. Yeah, I'm like, girls kept bumping into me and I was like, unprofessional.
Unprofessional. I can't
We have-
work under these circumstances.
No wire hangers ever. That's what I said to them.
We have a tiny little kid comp dance team. And there's 18 of them, and I think it's 5 and under. And there's 18 of them, and they dance to a Super Kitties song. The show Super Kitties.
Meow.
And like they all have a pillow at the beginning that they lay on, and always there's like 2 girls on one pillow, and there's a pillow that's like over there that someone forgot, and it's just always
Yep.
the beginning of the dance is my favorite because they always just start off wrong, and
Yep.
it's so cute.
Well, if they forgot their pillows, they can say "Oopsie, kitty." It's part of the act.
Exactly, that's the whole point.
I love it. What did it say? A new campaign idea for the next mayoral race: free toddler dance class and get Kristyn and Alex to teach it.
Mhm.
There we go. I
was
deal
like-
with toddlers plenty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. That's
Preschool teacher alert.
preschool teacher.
Preschool teacher alert. That's me.
Well, preschools isn't really toddlers, is it?
I mean,
It depends on how you
3-year-olds.
look at it, I guess.
3-year-olds are still very toddlery
That's
in
true.
a way.
But like 3.5 to 4, because the average age is going to be what, 3.5 to 4.5, right?
I mean, you
'Cause-
get everything from, your average, but you get everything from like, I just turned 3 August 29th and it's
Yeah, that's
September 2nd and it's the first day of
Yep.
school and I'm a brand new 3-year-old and I barely know where I am. And then there's also like, I turned 5.
That's going to be Ethan because he's going for a second year of preschool starting whenever it starts.
Yeah, but
a
he's
month or whatever.
November, so he's not going to be an exceptionally old one. Like we had one last year
He'll be
that
f-
turned 5 in August.
Yeah, he'll be
and he
5
was
and a
5.
half when preschool ends next year.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
like
How
That's
old
pretty
will he'll be in kindergarten then? 6?
He would be.
no, he'll start
still be-
kindergarten off at 5.
Yeah, he'll be
5.
5.5 when kindergarten
5.5.
starts, and he'll be 6.5 when first grade starts, which is what I was because I'm a week behind him. So
Yeah.
I remember always being kind of like the older kid in class.
Well, but
I was the youngest.
that's how my kids are young. The young.
Are you born in
ones.
summer?
I'm born in
Or-
December, so I went a year and a half early to school.
Oh yeah, you can do that. You can at that point you can kind of
Oh.
choose if you're going to go early or late.
You can't do that anymore.
You can't
You
do that
can't?
anymore. Mm-mm.
Like May, early May is like as early as you can go for
Mm,
like being able to start school that following year when you turn 5.
Because when I was starting 7th grade, like I was like 11, and a lot of people were already turning 13. 'Cause I
Yeah,
was that young.
7th grade?
And
Yeah,
it
I was totally 13.
So awful in middle school.
sounds-
it was
that sounds
fine in elementary,
horrible.
fine in high school, awful in middle school because everyone's going through puberty. And
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
a prepubescent child at that point,
Yeah,
and then you're
you're a
surrounded by a
child.
bunch of pubescent teens.
yeah.
Yeah.
And no matter what, even if I had been with my correct grade, I was going to be a runt anyway. So
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't hit puberty until about 16. So it didn't matter whether
Yeah.
I was like behind or I was always going to be behind. And
Yeah.
But you were
like
extra,
that.
extra behind.
I was
Mhm.
extra behind. So, you come into middle school and everyone's like all of a sudden, thinking about boys. And I'm like, I still just want to play with toys. It was
Yeah.
a really weird shift.
I'll
That
have you
is
know, I
weird.
never cared about boys in middle school,
Well, there you go.
so I'm right there with you.
Well, there you go. I know. Like Sage is going to graduate. Actually, both my kids will graduate high school at 17. And I'm like, that's weird.
I was 2005 and born in 86.
Most
so
are 8.
I was
Most people are 18. You were 18.
I was 18 and a half. Yeah.
Most people are 18 when they graduate from high school.
Some people
But
are
they'll
19
be-
now.
Some people are 19. Yeah. Like there's a kid in Fawn's class that's over a full year older than her. So
Yeah.
he's 11 and she's 12. Like she just turned 10.
Huh.
What's her Donald Trump Jr.'s eldest daughter just graduated from high school and she's 19.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you get held back?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know that much about her other than she golfs, but I did read that. And then
Fascinating.
she's a golfer. But it was funny because I was like, I had read it and I was like, 19, that seems really old. And I was like, I don't believe that. That has to be a typo. And I went back and looked at it and I'm like, nope, she's 19.
Like Fawn has a cousin that's 3 days younger than her and she's going into 5th grade and he's going into 4th grade. So,
Yeah, it's weird.
mhm.
Yeah, you just never know.
Yeah, I know, especially with those summer birthdays. You get to choose if you're sending them or keeping them.
Yeah, and I think probably a lot of it is like if your kid's really mature and can handle it, it's great. But if we're like, oh, they're a little young still, wait a year.
Yes, especially, yes. If there's a doubt, then just keep them. You're never going to regret waiting another year, Like,
No,
I don't know.
instead of being me, like who I'm like, okay, here's the little runt in middle school, and everyone else is like
Yep, I know,
school
that's-
dance, and I'm like, what?
yeah, that's kind of how Fawn is because she's like just smaller for her age anyway. And then she's also one of the youngest in her class. So
Mhm.
it's like, well,
You know, I honestly think that that's why I probably got into dance more, because that was right around the age I just started taking more and more classes, because I was like, well, I'm not really interested in what everyone's interested in middle school,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
love dance. So, and it
Yeah.
was a great outlet and I felt accepted. So that's probably like where that whole shift happened for me.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of the scene in The Simpsons where Lisa goes into dance. She's short and she has a big head. So the teacher just like throws her up in the air and she lands on her feet naturally because of her balance and her small frame. Probably similar to that too, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do have a big
Oh,
head.
You have the same thing going for you.
Exactly.
I
It
do.
works.
I do.
It works.
Bill and I joke about my big head all of the time, because I'll be like, I need a hat. And he's like, don't wear one of my hats. You're going to stretch it out.
Oh,
I will. No, I do.
Yeah,
But I was like, it holds all my big brains. That's what I always tell him. I'm like,
there you go.
yep.
There you go.
I have known Mike Bryant for years. And on top of being a good friend, I know he's a great lawyer. While you never want to need a personal injury lawyer, if you ever do need one, you'll be glad you visited minnesotapersonalinjury.com and reached out to Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers. You know what? I still remember my big, I don't know, I'm not going to call it a controversy because it was never went beyond me. But when I was in like school, yeah, you'd go to school and they do the roll call.
Yes.
And because my name starts with an A, I was always the first. So after a few years of that, I got accustomed. I was like, here comes the roll call. Yep, I will be the first. Thank you. And then one year they started the roll call and I get ready to say here or present or whatever. And she says, Aaron.
Oh, no.
And I was like, wait, A-R-L-M-N-O-P-Q. No, R is after M. The teacher must be wrong. And I look at the sheet and it's A-A. And I'm like, that is cheating. You're cheating alphabetical order by putting two A's next to each other.
Yep.
This is an outrage. I still remember how mad I was about that.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
30 years later. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
No, I still remember how
This is my rightful place is first.
What's this is not fair. A. Okay, I'm Andy. A-A-N-D-Y. There,
you could do that.
now I'm the first.
Yep.
And no one can say anything about it.
There's all those weird spellings now of kids' names. So you might as well be like AA.
I mean, there's so many kids' names that it's like, I feel like I can't read a kid's name and say, this is your name, because it's probably
You just want to pronounce it some way that's
probably wrong. I don't know.
It's, especially if you go to Utah, like the Brileys, the Rileys.
Yeah,
the
Riley's, Kaylee, Michaela.
Kaylee. And they're always like L-E-I-G-H or L-E-E. They're very strange, like how they, and I don't know why that like is specific, like Mormon Utah culture, like where that comes from.
I have no idea.
It is weird. Well, and it's like, it's interesting because it's just like every couple years there's just kind of like fads in names. Like right now in elementary school, so many boys' names start with B. It's like Benton, Bryden, Bradley, Braxton. Like they're all B names for boys. Like I don't know what it is. And it's like, I don't think the parents do it intentionally, but it's just how it goes.
Oh, I think it's wild that like old school names, or what we thought were old school names, are now trending again. And that like names like the Jennifers and the Kellys, that is considered like the grandmother names now. Like
I know, it's
Lucys
weird.
are coming back. It's just
Fawn
wild how everything's cyclical.
Fawn knows 3 Lucys.
Wow.
5 Lucys?
5 Lucys. So that's the new Mike then? Everyone's named Lucy now?
Yeah, and like Mike will be like the grandpa name, which I just think is like funny that is happening. So all of the 70s and 80s, all the Jennifers and the Kelly, Kimberly, Lisa. When's the last time you met like a 3-year-old Lisa?
I don't know if I've ever met a Lisa.
I know if there was a little girl in class that like came to preschool and was like, "This is Lisa," the 3-year-old, I'd be like, "What?"
I think it's one of those names that people didn't use for a long time because everyone would just think of The Simpsons.
Well, that is part of it.
So, but now that The Simpsons are kind of like, I don't know if anyone under the age of 40 cares about them at all anymore. So people are going to use it again, but
maybe it'll come back.
There's a lot of names like that.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
don't
mean,
know. You don't
my
get a lot of
cousin
Adolfs
named their daughter Hazel, and I was like, God, that's so old fashioned. And now I've met like 20 Hazels.
Hazel
You know?
was on our list for Fawn's name for a while.
Makes me think of a witch. It's a witch's name.
That's my point. I was
Exactly.
going for that.
Yep. There you go. Witch Hazel.
Witch
Hazel.
Hazel.
Witch Hazel is the name of
There's
the
that-
witch in whatever cartoon. What was
Oh, yeah.
that?
Whatever cartoon.
Witch Hazel.
Margaret said Jessica, Michelle, Heather. Heather's another old school name.
Oh, yeah,
You don't meet
Heather.
many Heathers right now.
You know, I still think of those as like the cool older girls. Because when I was a kid, all like the Jessicas and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
they were like the Gen X teenage girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, so cool. But now,
Emily.
not so
Yeah,
much.
like sometimes if you meet an Emily, I'm like, that's so like I haven't heard of an Emily in so long. So it's
There's
interesting just to see.
there's a handful of Emilys at our school. Like Fawn has an Emily in her class. There's an Emily that's going into second grade. Like you'll hear about Emily every once in a while still.
That's good because we don't hear it on the West Coast at all.
No.
Really?
Oh, West Coast is still all like the bizarre names, and you're like,
Mm.
oh, that's the name.
That's
I mean,
the
my niece. I don't want to mention the kids' names just because she doesn't like to put them out there in public, but their names are unique, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a
So
name.
cool.
Oh, I mean, my kids' names are Fawn and Sage, so who am I to
That's
talk?
true.
You know, I
You know, yeah, and you just go, you know what? If it works for them, that's all that matters. You
Yep.
know,
Yep. Yeah.
You don't like it? Shut up.
exactly. I know. I just was like, naming people is hard, and I just
It
want
is, God.
I just want them to like it's easy to spell. It's like easy for people to read and be like, this is it. And then we were like, nature-y. So it worked out.
That's nice though too. Like, I think, you know, the spelling thing is probably a good one to think about for new parents. And I only say this as a Kristyn with the Y.
Yes.
It's been a challenge my entire life. And
I
this is like so funny, but I sold something on Facebook Marketplace. Not even like that big a deal. And we were trying to do the whole like Zelle thing or Venmo or whatever. And he was trying to get my name and he kept on, I was like, Kristy, and he's KRY. And it was like KRE. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like a who's on first for like 5 minutes before he could get my name, just so he could give me the money so I could send my property off with him. But it's just, I mean, but it's so funny. And then he'll be like, okay, thanks, Christine. And I'm like, no, it's not
Oh
my
my
name.
goodness.
But that happens, like people's brains, because it's spelled, I guess they would expect Kristyn to be spelled like with an I or an E at the end.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they see the Y, they think it's Christine or Kirsten, Kirsten.
Well, mom's name is Catherine
Catherine.
with a Y at the end, a YN
And
at the end. And all
yeah.
my life, yeah, I was always getting calls from spammers being like, Catherine Brandit. It's
Yeah,
like,
Catherine.
really? Come on.
I know.
Does she get Katrin or something like Katrina? Like
Yes.
sometimes you're like, where did you get that out of my name? And I
Oh,
can even tell
absolutely.
people, I'm like, oh, I'm Kristyn, and they'll still call me Christine after they see my name.
Really?
We're just pronouncing your own name wrong. That's all.
But the spelling is what throws them off. The second they see the spelling, their brain just turns into a different name. They're like,
That's
Wow.
interesting.
it is. That's why I always say simple spellings are really good.
Yes, I know. I was like, I want to just make it super easy for everyone involved.
Fawn and Sage
to-
will never have that problem.
They will not.
Ethan
You're welcome.
probably will never have that problem, I don't think. Colin might, because there's
Colin will, because there's a lot of ways. Is it 2 L's? Is it
Yeah.
1? Is it IN? Is it
Yeah.
EN? Is it? Yeah.
yeah.
It happens.
So if anyone's about to have a kid, think about the simplicity of spelling.
And then, yeah, like my brother-in-law, their first kid is named Ivy because my sister-in-law was like, I want it to be easy. I want it to be like, I don't want it to have any nicknames. I don't want it to have whatever. Like, it's Ivy. And then they had Bjorn and Eowyn. And I'm like, where did that rule go?
Which is increasing in difficulty with each
All of a
child.
sudden, Bjorn steps in.
Well, Bjorn is
I know.
not that bad in Minnesota. I
In
think most
Minnesota,
Minnesotans
yes.
would, you could say spell Bjorn and they'll get it right. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on where you go. I feel like,
Eowyn, no one will spell right unless they
Unless
are
they're Lord of the Rings
very
fans.
big Lord of the Rings.
isn't she like the queen of the elves or whatever?
Yes,
Yep.
she's the elfin queen.
How do you
Eowyn.
spell that?
EOYWN.
Oh,
Wait.
God, no.
No. Isn't it EOWYNN?
They spelled it EOYWN.
What? No.
That's how they spell it. I don't know.
EOYWN. Are you
Yes.
sure?
I'm not sure if that's how they spell it in Lord of the Rings.
Oh no,
but
it's
that's how they spell it.
EOWYN. So we were both wrong.
I said EOW.
You said EOYWN.
EO.
I was like EOY. What the hell kind of
EOY.
EOW?
That is too
Why?
complicated because look at
It
this.
is. It kind of is.
Exactly. I'm
It
like,
kind of is.
Debating how to spell that. Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
I
that-
would
it's
spell
just
it with-
proving our point.
I mean, I would have spelled it that way, but with two N's.
Win.
AO, because win, like the letter.
AO win.
Well, the
Yeah.
letter that people haven't used in like 300 years, but
That one?
whatever. You know what a win is,
I know
right?
what. No, I do.
Old timey letters.
I don't know that most people would.
I think most people would think of a win.
It's not as bad as, I mean, like Gaelic names.
Oh God, Gaelic and Polish are the two that I
It's
cannot
anybody's
get my
guess.
head around. I can't.
If someone was talking about the Irish, there's certain Irish names for sure that you're
Yep.
like,
Well, yeah,
oh.
like Yvonne. How did she spell her name?
AOIBHEANN.
Yeah.
And
I
it
was
was Yvonne.
I was like, that's just wrong. Your name isn't Yvonne. Sorry. It's A.L. Boyne. Your parents made a mistake.
Margaret said my grandmother was Aileen. Now, I would say Aileen, or did people pronounce it Eileen?
I would say
Eileen.
Eileen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew Aileen Quinn, who played Annie in the movie, the very
Oh, yeah.
first one that they did, and she was Aileen, and she spelled it just like Margaret's grandmother,
It's too close to alien, though. It sounds weird.
Aileen. But I think a lot of people probably called her Eileen.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Eileen. Oh, see, there you go. It was Eileen.
Yeah, see, and I knew her as Aileen Quinn.
Oh, but like you think of aioli, that starts with AI and that sort of
Yep.
thing.
See, it's just
English is hard.
confusing. It
We need
is.
to go back. We need to go to a fully phonetic spelled language.
Fawn would love that,
It would be nice
to spell everything phonetically.
if every letter had one pronunciation
That's-
exactly.
Fawn's dyslexic and she cannot spell, like she can't memory spell. She spells everything phonetically. And so I'm like, Fawn would crush
Yeah.
everything if everything was spelled phonetically. That'd be great.
Unfortunately, I know a decent amount about languages across the world, and a lot of languages claim to be phonetic or logical or whatever. None of them are. Not a single one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people will tell you that, for example, Japanese is a good example of like, oh, well, they've got the kana, which are these sounds. They don't have letters, they have sounds. So the sounds are always the same. That's not even close to true. And that's not even going into like regional dialects and that sort of thing. Sometimes they just drop letters for no reason, just like we do in English. It's all
Chinese
language.
has 3 tones.
Yeah, Chinese has the tones, and it's also got Cantonese, Mandarin, and I think there's a third one, and they're not mutually intelligible. You cannot speak Mandarin to a Cantonese speaker and vice versa.
Right.
Even though they both speak Chinese, it doesn't translate.
Aowen is going to go to a Mandarin school.
Is she
Ooh.
going to say ni hao?
And I'm like,
Is she
That'll
going to
be-
say xie xie?
she will say all of those things
Ni
because
hao ma.
that's what you do in Mandarin school.
Is she going to say lu bu?
I'm sure.
Probably
She
not
could
lu
say
bu.
Buchujuro.
What?
Buchuijing. Buchujuro. Buchuijing is I don't want MSG in my food, and Buchujuro is I don't want pork in my food. That's what I learned when I was in China.
So you don't like MSG or pork, I take it.
I do like pork. At the time, there was a swine.
Oh,
virus,
yeah, yeah.
So we
Oh.
couldn't
The
have
swine
that.
flu?
Not swine flu, but the swine had some type of bacterial situation.
Yeah.
They often
that you
do.
didn't want to eat. And then MSG gives me a migraine. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the M stands for. So
Migraine,
Migraine, sodium glutamate.
Okay, we've gone over Kristen's time.
yes, we have gone over Kristyn's time. We
yeah,
should.
time for Tim. Hopefully, he's talking about scary movie. I saw it earlier this week.
Sage was watching highlights from the Spurs Raiders. Wait, not Raiders. Spurs.
Knicks.
Knicks. That's who it was. I'm like, who's playing now? He was watching highlights, and then all of a sudden a scary movie trailer came on. And I was
Oh.
like, don't look at
Yeah,
this.
for real.
Yeah, it was like the ghost head thingy with the white mask, and it's like,
Oh, from
Yeah,
Scream.
and they had like a knife,
Yeah.
and there was like,
Not that
I
you
was
know what
like,
Scream is,
why? Look away.
my type of movie.
Okay.
Scary movie. Well, I don't know if Tim has seen it. We'll talk about
He
it. If
didn't.
he has.
He said they didn't screen Scary Movie for him. He's talking Cape Fear and Masters of the Universe. Scary Movie is probably going to be the #1 movie of the weekend, just so everyone knows. And it's exactly what you expect. If you've seen one Scary Movie, you've seen them all.
So it's this. I saw Scary Movie 1 in theaters. I think I was too young to have done so, but I do remember seeing it, and I remember
the first one is great.
I did not like it.
I didn't like it either.
It was way too. Well, when did it come out?
It was too zany. I don't like overly zany movies.
It was pretty zany. Let's see, 2000. So I was 13 years old. I should not have seen Scary Movie in theaters.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
It is fun. It's rated R.
Yes, it is rated R.
It
It's rated M
is.
for mature.
It's not for kids.
All right, Kristen. We'll see you on Monday with the whole family in the
Everybody,
studio.
We're all back together.
we're all
Yes,
gonna be
I'll be
here.
back. I will be out on Wednesday.
You'll be
as
out on
next
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'll be
Okay.
out on Wednesday, but I'll be here Monday and Friday next week.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Have a
Perfect.
good weekend. Bye, Tim.
Bye,
I
Kristen.
say goodbye. And then, bye, guys.
Bye, Kristen.
This next part with Tim Lammers is brought to you by Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury lawyers. Visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com to learn more. So, Cape Fear, whatever. Masters of the Universe. I'm interested in that, not because I like He-Man, but because I'm wondering how was it good, at least?
Well, let me touch on Scary Movie first. The first one. First of all, they didn't screen the new one for us.
Okay.
But I reminded my wife as we went to see Masters of the Universe on Monday of the time we screened the original Scary Movie in, what was it, 2000, 2001? One of the
2000.
two. And she was grossed out by it because there's some pretty gnarly stuff that goes on. But the thing that totally, it pissed her off so much. There was a couple in there that brought a couple little kids with them. And as R-rated, disgusting things got, they wouldn't leave. So she was so pissed. She got up and watched the end of Chicken Run, which we had already seen. But she's like, I got to get out of here. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
These people, it's getting so raw. And these parents are like, whatever. I mean, and they were like 5, 6, I mean, they were young kids.
Yeah.
And if you've seen that first one, I'm interested to see if they still go there in 2026 like they did in this, in the original. So we'll find out. I will see it eventually, and we'll talk about it eventually. But, Kristyn's right. Scary Movie will probably be #1. But I'm telling you, after Backrooms last week and Obsession, unprecedented rise in box office, 2 leaps upward in the second and third week of Obsession is unprecedented. It just does not happen. So I wouldn't put it past the people that are going to see Backrooms to go see it again. And I think it's going to be a 3-way fight probably a 2-way fight between not Power Ballad, which is also opening, between Backrooms and Scary Movie. Masters of the Universe is tracking really, really week.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Shocked.
Really?
Just a quick plug. I did kind of an analysis of, with a 40-year brand behind it, how does that not translate? So I did a piece that I published on Forbes just a couple hours ago. So please check that out. Google Forbes, Tim Lammers. And I got this big rundown of, it's not going to do Barbie business. They're both Mattel toys, right? Barbie did $1.4 billion. Masters of the Universe in its first weekend is looking at 30 million.
Oh.
The film, per Variety, not just making these numbers up, Variety says it cost $200 million to make.
So, Alex,
Yes.
do you know what Masters of the Universe is?
Nope.
Do you know what He-Man is?
The only thing I think I know He-Man's like some type of super comic person, right?
Kinda. He's got the power of Grayskull.
But I think of
Yeah.
He-Man Woman Haters Club from
But you know what
Little rascals.
but you know what He-Man is.
Kind of.
And that but you've
I
heard the
know
name.
it's,
And
yes.
that's the big mistake I think they made, is calling it Masters of the. They should have called it like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe or something. Because
Yeah,
most
and
people just know it
you'll
as He-Man.
understand if and when you see it. They don't mention He-Man throughout the whole movie, the name He-Man, because it is an origin story. It starts out when Prince Adam is about 6. He is the Skeletor wants to take over Castle Grayskull. Wants to get the Sword of Power to rule them all, right? So Prince Adam's mother sends him into this portal that lands on Earth. He's separated from the Sword of Power, which would bring him back to Eternia. So it takes quite a few years, 15 years to find it. And then he goes back and the place is a mess because the king and queen, Prince Adam's parents, are imprisoned and Skeletor is ruling. But again, he doesn't have the ultimate weapon with the Sword of Power. So you do have Duncan, the Man-at-Arms, played by Idris Elba. You have Tila, played by Camila Mendes. You have all the characters that you grew up with the cartoon, if you grew up with the cartoon. Here's the thing. This was past my time, right? It started in 82 with the He-Man action figure.
Yeah, and I was too young for it, so I didn't care either.
Isn't that funny? I mean, it's funny how they're like windows.
Yeah, it was a very small gap when He-Man was like a big deal.
Yeah. And then, but the thing is, it's crazy. It went on to do, all these different TV shows, and an animated movie and an Dolph Lundgren movie in 85, I believe. And then they just keep doing reboots and remakes and all that sort of stuff. So it's had a huge presence for 40 years. But the truth of the matter is, and I thought this was wonderful, there's a scene where they're in this vintage toy store and one shot, and it's a great shot, of the Major Matt Mason astronaut figures, which is what my thing was when I was 6 years old, which was also a Mattel product. So there was that, and then the Star Wars figures, and then I found rock and roll. And everything went out. I didn't literally throw things out the window, but everything, collecting went out the window for a long time. I'm back into it now. But in that time, He-Man came about. And so there is definitely an audience for this movie. Maybe a second generation, maybe the kids of the guys that grew up loving He-Man, or, some women, I'm sure, girls, women liked it too. I don't know, because you did have She-Ra as well.
Yeah.
So it amazes me that a brand as solid as this one is just not connecting. I mean, the opening weekend, and it's not like because of the big surge with Obsession and Backrooms either. I mean, they were tracking this thing in mid-May to do 25 to 35 million. So that's a huge, huge loss. If, how the hell are they ever going to get to 200 million? That's beyond me. Because the other thing is, half of whatever you earn at the box office, let's just say for the sake of argument, it earns $100 million. Half of that goes to the theater owners. So you're only chipping away at 1/4 of where you need to be. And that's before marketing. Marketing could be another, I don't even want to guess. But for these big budget movies, the marketing budgets are huge. So yeah, it's funny. I don't know He-Man, didn't know He-Man going in, apart from the fact that who hasn't seen those muscle action figures?
Yeah.
Patty and I went to see it, and we both were like, wow, it's actually kind of fun. Is it a great movie? No. Is it a good movie? Yes. It's whimsical. It feels like an 80s movie, 80s cartoon, which was confirmed for me when I got home and I watched an episode from the cartoon series in the 80s. It has that same bouncy, light tone. I never knew Skeletor was such a joker.
Oh, yeah.
And quite honestly, the best part about, speaking of Joker, speaking of Jared Leto, who I'm thinking only did the voice for Skeletor. I don't know if he did like motion capture or not, but the way this guy brings this movie to life through Skeletor is amazing. I mean, the dude's got a lot of issues off screen, a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
But on screen, holy God, you wouldn't even know it's him because he does this British accent to do Skeletor. But just, I don't know, the way they time the mannerisms, because, he's, Skull. You don't see like the pre-Skeletor wizard or anything. So you never see Jared Leto. But it's like, how the hell they matched up his inflections to the character and the body language and everything. He steals the show. I mean, there are just so many good things going for it. That's kind of a shame that it doesn't get a bigger audience. But,
well, the other Andy in the chat said that they should have made it 8 to 10 years ago when the 80s nostalgia craze was big. And Stranger Things, they should have released like a year after Stranger Things came out. Because that was when the early 80s nostalgia was riding high, but it's since kind of moved on. Now we're in 90s nostalgia times.
Yeah, it really has. Timing is everything. And I say that because probably, was it last week I talked about Mandalorian? No, 2 weeks ago.
Wasn't it last week?
Mandalorian Grogu. If that would have come out after season 2,
yeah,
which was, the first 2 seasons were awesome. If that would have come out after that, it would have been a huge hit. But season 3 came out in between, which pretty much sucked. I mean, I still like parts of it, but it was so disappointing because season 2 ended on such of a high. I mean, a really big high that I don't think a lot of people expected. So you get, all of a sudden you get the padding. I mean, that padding is in between with these different Star Wars shows that are all hitting the wall, maybe with the exception of Rogue One. What is it? Andor. Andor is pretty good. People just got tired of Star Wars and they pretty much forgot and didn't care about Mando and Grogu anymore. And before you know it, in its second weekend, it drops 69% at the box office from week 1, which is catastrophic. And instead go to these independent movies, which are just freaking amazing movies, both of them. Obsession and Backrooms, I can't say enough about either one. They're so original. The creators, the YouTube creators, I love it. They know their audiences and they give them exactly what they want, and they're not being dictated to by a studio. There's no suits interfering. So I think that's why those movies are so successful. And a movie like Masters of the Universe, I would imagine there was a lot of meddling. And, when you get that, it becomes bloated too. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes long. So it's a long movie.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to see it or not?
I don't think I've ever seen He-Man anything. I'm aware of it. I know I have the power and by the power of Grayskull and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. Is He-Man the one with the snarf? What was the snarf from?
I'm not sure. The only thing I
suppose you're not the person to ask, right?
That Prince Valiant haircut that he has.
I know the bowl cut thing. Yep.
Yeah,
I know. It looks horrible.
Nicholas Galitzine, who's been in a few things and is really good. I like all the actors in it. He's got they change his hairstyle, so you don't have the bull on the head haircut thing going.
It looks a little ridiculous by today's standards. Well, the snarf was from Thundercats, which was also very, very similar. The same time, I think. Didn't it come out also right around that time?
I think so. And by the way, Henry Cavill is leading the cast for that, which will be, I believe it's a Prime Video original. Might be Netflix. One of the two.
They're doing Thundercats too?
Yeah, they're doing Thundercats. And they were pushing for theatrical. But look, man, after maybe they saw this performance of Masters of the Universe coming and decided that, you know what, we'll save our money on theatrical and just bring it straight to streaming. Because I would think it'll be like about 45 days before people will be able to see this on streaming, whether they have to rent it or whether Prime Video will go directly to well, PVOD would be available everywhere, but you'd have to pay for it. Some of their products go directly to Prime Video, though, where you can see it as long as you have a subscription. But I think they're going to want to get their money back. So I think this is probably going to be a rental and one for purchase first before they put it on their streaming service. I don't know how the hell you make up that amount of money in subscriptions. Because that was the whole point. You know, you want to get people to subscribing to your platforms by putting original movies on there. I don't know.
Well, like how much does one season of Mandalorian cost to make? It's got to be at least 2 million, right?
Oh God, I don't know. You know, some other writers on Forbes have done like really deep dive analyses on those sorts of things, and yeah, I mean, you're talking
120 million per season.
Oh, really? I was going to say 10 million per episode, but there are only
15 million per episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
wow.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
but it's working for them, I guess, because they're still doing this. That's the thing, is everything is big budget now. These TV shows that cost $10 million, $15 million to produce per episode are like almost the norm now, and I don't know how they're making their money back.
Well, I think one of the things is, and I think the reason that Disney bought Lucasfilm as an IP is because all of the marketing possibilities with it. So they're not only making, you know, while the marketing might not be getting people in the seats, that doesn't mean that people like me who used to, don't anymore, would buy Star Wars figures. So they make a mint on merchandising. That is true. Lucas became a billionaire, not necessarily because of the movies, but because of they didn't want anything to do with merchandising. This guy he had such incredible foresight in the late 70s that he says, well, I want all the merchandising. And they said, well, go ahead. They didn't think it was going to amount to anything. And that in itself became a multi-billion-dollar business. So there is some value in that sort of thing. And I think that's how they can afford to keep some of these things afloat, because they got money coming in other revenue streams. So I don't know, man. I stopped watching Star Wars shows. I started Obi-Wan Kenobi and I quit. It just
didn't care about Kenobi.
It just got silly. And I think I watched the last episode because I wanted to see if a certain character, you know, I want to avoid, you know, spoilers, but a certain character would appear, whatever. But there's been a bunch after that Ahsoka. We watched season 1 of Rogue One. We never got to not Rogue One. I keep saying that. Andor is a spinoff off of Rogue One, the movie. So I did see season 1 of Andor, but did not see season 2. There was another one with Jude Law. There was another one. What was it called? The Acolyte. I didn't see that. And that was canceled after a season. A lot of these shows are around for a season, then they're gone.
Yeah.
So, but again, I think that they're depending on all the merchandise money and all the licensing money. I mean, not only action figures, but T-shirts and everything, you know, popcorn bowls, you name it. There's a Star Wars branded onto something, right?
Well, I just looked up some numbers. So, you know, Home Improvement, the sitcom with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do a 9th season. So it only got 8 seasons, but the network wanted to do a 9th season. And in order to get a 9th season, they offered Tim Allen, adjusted for inflation, $3.9 million per episode.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
So if Home Improvement, so that's his, like, just Tim Allen's salary.
And he said no.
He said no, he didn't want to do it. So you have to imagine that if they were willing to pay him $3.9 million, that show must have cost almost $10 million an episode to make.
Well, it's like, wasn't the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, they were making insane amounts.
$8 kajillion an episode.
So I mean, a $10 million per episode show is really nothing new, to be honest. At least adjusted for inflation.
Friends, I think they were all getting paid a ton at the end.
Their big thing was negotiating together to get $1 million an episode apiece. But whether that grows or not, I don't know. But you will never, ever, if it's a broadcast only show, which there are very few, but if it were a broadcast only show, you will never see that kind of offer again for anybody.
They were each making $1 million during the last episode, the last season.
They're each making $1
They were
million.
each making
an
$1 million
episode.
per episode. So there's 6 of them. So that's
Yeah,
$6 million per episode. Adjusted for inflation, that is $10.8 million per episode just for the 6 of them.
Yeah.
So Friends probably cost $15 million, maybe more per episode to make.
Yeah.
It's just insane to think, because it's just like,
And it's Friends.
yeah, exactly. The
There's no
Mandalorian,
special effects. There's no.
right. I mean, there's the Mandalorian, they're suiting up, they're
Yeah.
going to CGI worlds and flying
Oh,
spaceships.
God. Yeah.
Friends is literally just like
Hanging
6
out.
people in an apartment making jokes.
Yeah.
And that costs more than the Mandalorian to make.
Yeah.
It's just insane to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And the other thing about that is, though, again, Friends didn't have the monster competition it did that shows today do, because how many streaming outlets are there with all of their programming? You're basically facing off against 3 other networks. So
Right.
you're fighting with those 3 other networks for the advertising dollars. And because their ratings were so high, I would imagine that they charged all the advertisers that big money. That's what really is baffling to me. I mean, think about those Super Bowl commercials. You might want to look that up. I can't remember. Was it $10 million for a 30-second spot this year? Something really crazy. So, but yeah, that's about the only thing on broadcast that's ever going to bring in those sorts of ad dollars again. I'm really curious. Is it 10 or 8 or something for 30 seconds?
Let's see. It was in 2016. It was $5 million for a 30.
Okay.
So it would have been 10 million for a 60, because they were charging by the second. That's an interesting thing. Do you remember back around that time, 10-ish years ago, that High Life ad where the guy literally just yells High Life and that's the entire ad? It's like 1 second long.
I know.
They did that.
Crazy.
They did that because it only cost them $100,000 to do that. If they wanted to,
really? Really? That's pretty crazy. I didn't, and talk about something that's going to capture your attention. Again, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's the only ad I remember. It's literally the guy comes on the screen with a can of beer. He says High Life, and that's the entire ad. And it cost them nothing because they were like, oh, well, we can buy it by the second. We'll just buy 1 second. There you go.
So it was a 1 second ad.
Really, really smart. Smart business.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So if you look at it, I'm pretty sure it was 10 million for what Disney/Lucasfilm paid for their Mandalorian Grogu spot on the Super Bowl, which people hated. I thought it was kind of cool personally, but people hated it because it had nothing to do with the movie. It was basically mimicking an old Budweiser wagon and horse, horse and buggy sort of commercial, an Old West sort of commercial. And if you think about that, I mean, studios rarely tell you how much they spend on marketing, but think about that. That one spot cost them $10 million.
I know.
So one freaking spot. Now, how many more spots are you airing from that time up until the day it comes out? The marketing budgets are insane now.
That is true. It's like, I'm pretty sure Friends wasn't advertising on the Super Bowl and that sort of thing.
No, they didn't have to.
They didn't have a universe spanning ad campaign like shows do these days. You knew about it because everybody was watching it.
Now, one thing is possible though, because they, I think they bicycle they do that with the Emmys. Each network gets an opportunity to air the Super Bowl. So if it's on NBC, then it's basically free for them to. Oh
yeah, that's true.
Do that. So that might have been, but again, you're talking about once every 4 years. But there are some shows. I don't know. I mean, did they really need to advertise Star Wars? You think the brand would sell, but hold on.
I think if you're the kind of person willing to go see The Mandalorian and Grogu, you already knew about The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Exactly. And to be honest with you, and this just kind of shows the impact at least it has with me, I don't remember which ads were on this year's Super Bowl.
Oh, no.
No. You remember them for a day.
Yeah. And so what good does that do me or do the company that is airing a movie ad for a movie that's coming out in 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense.
But you know what's not crazy is banking with North American Banking Company. You see, for years, you've heard me talk about North American Banking Company. Why? Because they've always been there for me and my family over the years. This is Tom Barnard speaking through Andy, by the way. Go to nabankco.com/Tom to see how. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Also, Heart of the North Tours is currently offering a 7-day Princess Cruise tour of the Alaskan glaciers, combined with a glass-topped railway experience and multiple nights at the Denali Wilderness Lodge, including the land meal package. You'll visit Denali National Park, Whittier, Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay National Park, and stop in Anchorage, Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. For more information, go to heartofthenorthtours.com. It all happens August 8th through the 19th. And there are limited spots available. So book now. I would not want to go to Alaska any month but August, personally. I don't think. I don't know. I say that a lot, but then I always look it up and it's like, oh, it turns out Minnesota is actually 40 degrees colder than
Well, but
Alaska.
when do they have their 24 hours of light?
Is that's like a moon thing, isn't it? Or is that... Well,
I don't
guess
know.
it wouldn't be a moon thing. That wouldn't make any sense.
No, it's like the same thing as Iceland, where it's like the sun goes down for like 2 seconds and then comes right back up.
Let's see. They have 24 hours. It's called a polar night. 60 to 65 days from mid-November to late January. So basically all early winter is
Of dark?
of
or light?
night. Yes.
When is the light?
I would assume the exact same thing, the early summer.
Yeah, so like May to June.
May 10th to August 2nd.
Dan and I went to Iceland in May, and it was pretty much 24 hours of light.
I don't feel like that would bother me that much.
It wasn't bad. Like, we wore sleeping masks to bed, but it was just weird to be like, after dinner, we were walking around downtown and it was like daylight out and we were like, it's 10 p.m. It was just kind of like confusing for your brain to be like, weird. But as long as you had like blackout curtains and were in your house and was just like, it's nighttime, brain, then I think you'd be
deal with it.
Yeah.
I want to point out a comment from Great Point, by the way, too. MB711 Bowen. It's hard to care about the Super Bowl ads since they play them all before the game anyway, which is another thing that I just do not get. Part of the fun was that anticipation of who is going to do what. And then maybe they would release little teasers, but never the full ads. Now, all the news outlets are carrying all those Super Bowl ads before the Super Bowl even airs. So it's like, what is what is the point? Unless it's free advertised, maybe that's a way of the retailers, whoever are advertising, to get even more bang for their buck. Because obviously the news people that are writing about it or posting, great thing with the internet, posting all those YouTube videos in their stories, they're getting tons of free advertising. So that's probably the reason for it. But again, it kind of takes the air out of the balloon as far as waiting for what's going to be on the Super Bowl.
Well, it's kind of like how streaming is now. When a new show comes out, you get all of it at once and you binge watch it over the course of 2 days and then you're done with it. You've forgotten about it next week.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming, and Kristyn mentioned it, Cape Fear. If you've seen the original, the original was with Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck in the 60s. Then there was the Robert De Niro version with Nick Nolte in 91.
Yep.
Directed by Martin Scorsese. And now this new one is a series on Apple TV. That thing grabbed me by the throat the very first second it started.
Oh,
I mean, this is a hell of a show. And I've only seen one episode so far. But you have basically Cape Fear is about this lawyer who puts away this violent psychopath in prison, and he gets out early and he comes looking for the lawyer and his family. De Niro was the psychopath. Nick Nolte was the lawyer. Jessica Lange was his wife. Juliette Lewis was his 16-year-old daughter, who earned an Oscar nomination because of the creepy scenes she was in with De Niro. I mean, just I've only seen that movie once. It's so disturbing. I do not want to see it again. But Javier Bardem now is Max Cady, the bad guy. Patrick Wilson is Sam Bowden, the lawyer. And they've twisted the story a bit because they gotta stretch it out to 10 episodes. Amy Adams is also a lawyer, and there's both her and Patrick were on the case, but I don't want to tell you anymore. So it involves it's Anna Bowden now. It was a different character, had a different name when Jessica Lange played her. So it's this guy not only wants to get revenge on them, but their kids. He wants to destroy their whole family. And my God, is this a chilling show to watch. 10 episodes. First 2 are on Apple TV right now.
Not my thing.
I'm telling you, it gets under your skin and frickin' stays there. I'm still thinking about it. And only seeing 1 episode. And again, the way they're stretching it out, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But they're getting the family much more involved right away, like the kids. Whereas it was just the daughter pretty much in the first one. Well, they're already involving, how the son's a target too. So creatively, I really like with the direction of it because they're trying to make it more modern. What are you going to do unless you want to recreate the 90s or the 60s? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, for this, it really, really works well. And I'm so impressed. Because you never know when you see a movie that's so great. It's like, how in the hell? What are they going to do here? But Scorsese is executive producer. Hopefully, it's more than a vanity credit. Hopefully, he had input because it has that same sort of tone that original. Well, the '91 movie had. Again, I've never seen the 60. The first one came on '62, but I didn't see that. But I saw the '91, and it was 35 years later. Still with me.
Why not?
Yeah.
35 years later.
Eek.
Well, there you go. Just like I'm saying, 90s nostalgia. It's back.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? Now, tell me, when did Minecraft originate and hit its stride?
Well, I mean, that's not a nostalgia. That's like it's still big with the kids movie. That's
Sure
for
is.
sure. I would say
Yeah,
Minecraft.
because I was thinking, was that like a dovetail off of but I guess with Mario, right? Would Mario be the 90s? And that's why those are so popular?
Debatably. Mario, I think Super Mario Bros. Came out in 85. But, I mean, in the 90s, I think that's when it got really big with like Mario 64. And I think Yoshi's Island was a 90s game. And that's when it got just like off the rails gigantic.
Yeah.
But I mean, back in the 80s, there was a Super Mario Brothers had a cartoon series.
Yeah.
And then I think they even had a cartoon series just called Super Mario Bros. 3, which is just the laziest title in the world. But it's like, hey, it's this game. And then they also had a Super Mario World cartoon series, all back to back, and all with the same voice actors, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mario's been doing this for a long time.
Wild.
Well, one thing that pissed off my youngest son was that Chris Pratt was doing the voice of Mario instead of the original video game guy.
Charles
He
Martinet.
did do like Mario's father or something, right?
Yeah, he played Mario's father, and then Giuseppe in the arcade in the first one.
Oh, okay.
He's like playing an arcade game, and he goes, "Wahoo!" That's Charles Martinet.
Yeah,
I had to get that Wahoo in there somehow.
Yep.
So going back to Masters of the Universe, so you didn't see the cartoons or anything, or the 95 movie? No, 85 movie with Dolph Lundgren. Did you see that? Yeah, because
by 85, I wasn't even born in 85, so I would have had to like.
Oh, I know, but over the years, maybe catching up with it.
No, it's because I mean, He-Man is for what, like probably 8 to 10-year-old boys. That's like their key demo, probably, or was their key demo. So by 8 to 10, we're looking at the early 90s.
Well, and you were never into like,
and I was never into action figures or
superhero.
No,
stuff.
I was never really like the closest to that I got was the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
and that was pretty short-lived for me.
Yeah, I it's just weird how you just totally missed things. Another one that I missed was Transformers.
Yeah, I was too young for. Or, yeah, I was too young
Transformers.
for that one too. Because I think also. Let's see. When did the Transformers go off the air? TV show. I'm pretty
Well,
sure
then
that
they
was
had all the-
another. Yeah, that was another 80s, 84 to 87.
And
So
they had all the movies.
they had all the
later.
movies. I watched the first movie. I never have cared about Transformers.
I'm just not an action movie person, generally speaking.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing, and I pointed it out in this piece that I wrote today. It's like Hollywood, I think, really now, the writing's on the wall, has been forever. But with the reception of Mandalorian and Grogu, they're leaning too heavy on nostalgia. And a lot of these nostalgic things, the Star Wars, your Transformers, your Mortal Kombat, which really hit the wall, Mortal Kombat 2, is that they're all crash, boom, bang, special effects heavy.
Yep.
And you get obsession or back rooms, and it's like, people like to think about this. But now I'm always for popcorn movies. I don't want them to go away, but give people a choice to delve into something psychologically like you do with obsession or back rooms. And boy, they're just leaning way too heavy on nostalgia now. And they got to be forward thinking. These two young guys from YouTube, one was Kane Parsons is 20 now, and Curry Barker's 26. They created something original. They knew their audience going in. Disney thinks they know their audience. They just think that, if you build it, we will come. Bullshit. It's not anymore. The case anymore, right? They just think that, they're going to love these special effects. Yeah, it was cool when I was 18. Yeah. But that's a long time ago now. So you tire of that. It's a well-worn tire. You can still use it. It's still fun to go back and pop in. Well, not the VHS anymore, although all those I understand are making a comeback. But the DVD or whatever, and it's fun to watch those original 3 movies. And you know what? I even like the prequel trilogy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's just, how much do you have to water a brand down before they realize we can't do this anymore?
I think they're starting to realize now.
Yeah.
Well, the next step is just go back and reboot it, which they've done 3 times with Spider-Man. They did it. They're doing it now with Lord of the Rings. And they do it with prequels and all that sort of stuff now. But they're just leaning way too much. And I don't know why. It took the release of Backrooms and Obsession to make me realize it's like, man, they almost totally are leaning on nostalgia. I mean, you think about even Devil Wears Prada. I mean, obviously you love that movie, Alex. And part of the reason you wanted to see the new one is because you love the old one too much. So it's that nostalgia factor that comes into play. Now, granted, they didn't water down the brand over the last 20 years the way they do it with all these action films. Yes. But, think about what sort of original movies are coming out. And people would say, well, it's the horror movies, because horror movies, they have tried and true things that they do in it. There's always that door that's cracked open. And if Tommy were here right now, I'd say, don't go in there, girl. Mm-hmm. They have the stupid people that walk into the punch and all that sort of stuff. But I've seen some pretty original horror movies. And that genre does well because it doesn't cost a lot to make. So that's the other thing. They're just throwing way too much cash at these movies.
Yep. It makes everything look
to fail.
Everything looks the same once it gets to a certain price point, because it's all the same. I mean, we've kind of had this problem for a while. Like Weta Workshop. I'm assuming you know what that is, Tim. Every Weta Workshop production kind of looked the same for a long time, because they were the big guys, and if you had a ton of money, you went to them and you said, "Make me this thing that looks like all the other big things." Sure. And they did. So Weta Workshop is like, they made the practical effects for movies in like the 80s and 90s.
Well,
or was
Lord
it 90s?
Of the Rings too, they're kind of like today they're like what Industrial Light and Magic used to be.
Right.
Imagine that Industrial Light and Magic, obviously they're still in business. It's not like they went out of business, but Weta, yes, you're right. I think became a especially big thing with the Lord of the Rings films.
Yes.
Now, I love these posts by MB711 Bowen. Says Hollywood wants. Oh wait, it says I hope for Tim's sake they don't saturate the market with obsession and backroom types of movies.
They will.
Damn straight they're going to do that.
They will, absolutely.
Because, and I mentioned this last week, they already hired Curry Barker, who made Obsession, for $10 million.
Yep, you mentioned that.
And he hasn't even pitched the idea yet. And he's in La La Land now. He's in Hollywood. He's in Tinseltown, where every freaking suit imaginable is going to want their input.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to destroy. It could. I'm not going to say it's going to destroy his career, but it could potentially destroy his career, because when you come out with something so great, and all of a sudden you're in the system where everybody's tugging you and pulling you each way, and they're doing focus groups and all that sort of BS. The only thing that a lot of people see is the end product.
Yeah.
And if that second movie sucks, that's going to be damaging to his career.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're absolutely now Hollywood. It's the money making thing. We're going to do more like back rooms. We're going to do more obsessions, and they're going to water it down just like they do everything else.
Andy Jacobson says, I've heard buzz around bringing back Blockbuster rentals. I think a lot of people I don't think what they want is Blockbuster rentals. I think what they want is it to be the era when Blockbuster rentals were a big thing.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting that I saw a YouTube video on the fall of Blockbuster the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I did not realize was that, who was it? I don't think Ted Sarandos was with them, but it was two other guys from Netflix. Reed Hastings was one of them. I think Reed left now. But he and another guy were literally, it almost looked like a garage situation where they're stuffing envelopes with DVDs.
Yep.
And I believe they went to Blockbuster to pitch that idea or streaming, and Blockbuster laughed at them.
Yep.
And so then the studios, they had a deal where they would say, like Warner Brothers, we'll give Blockbusters an exclusive, but you got to give us a cut of that, right? They said no. The studios went to Walmart, and Walmart benefited from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sounded like Blockbuster made a lot of fatal decisions that led to nothing. Now there is one Blockbuster store. I think it's in Oregon or
It says Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. Yep.
Tiffy says.
Yeah. And you know what? Just up to a few years ago, I'm thinking maybe 10 years ago, I saw one in River Falls, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Because a lot of them went away even before that. I mean, because it shocked me. It shocked me that it was there. But a lot of people would claim that they loved the camaraderie and just the people you would meet there. It just more than one reason. It's just going to rent a movie. It was definitely an era, wasn't it? I mean, even when they did VHS cassettes, it was so much fun having that VHS recorder and going to pick out a movie that, you normally wouldn't have seen forever, and make it to TV all sanitized, being edited. Where all of a sudden now we can watch this thing, within 90 days of its theatrical release. So yeah,
well, that's what I think.
Cool. It'd be cool to have that again.
I think about that so much with so many things, especially with my children. I'm like, when we were kids and we wanted to, watch a movie, it was like,
here's your 10 movies you have at home.
We went to Blockbuster, and it was like a whole ordeal to pick out which movie, and then you got to pick a candy, and then you went home and put the movie in, and
it was like a 5-hour thing, family activity.
A whole thing. And I mean, anything like these squishy things that I bought the kids. It used to be like, okay, you have to go to the store and pick a couple, like maybe they have a couple things, and it was like this special occasion thing. And now everything is just so on demand in their lives. Everything is so on demand, and it's just like kids now don't have any. They don't have to wait for like anything ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't have any. Yeah, well, I think Amazon is certainly a same day right now, and I think Target is too, where
Yeah,
they
I
can
mean, it's
deliver
hardly.
something to you that same day.
Yeah,
But
it's hardly ever. Oh, you can't have that. It's always we can buy it online and
Yep.
it'll be here within a couple of days, and it's
Yeah.
just it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that was part of the excitement when my kids were younger and bringing them to the video store where they could pick out stuff and all that, you know. Yeah, so luckily my kids got in on that nostalgia a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's just like on demand.
Everything is on demand.
Any movie that you ever could want to see, you can watch it as long as you pay for every single
I know.
streaming service.
Well, that's the thing is you stick with one or two. That's what we have two.
Yeah, we have Netflix and Disney.
Yep, that's us too. And
Those are
there's
two good
1,000 more.
ones. I would say
Those are
my two that I, well, not so much Disney anymore, but which reminds me, it's like, why do I have it? I should probably get rid of it. I think it's through one of my cell phone plans or something. HBO Max is great. I love HBO Max and Prime Video. Prime Video is great too. So if you're a Prime subscriber, so you got that too. So
yeah, we do have Prime Video, but it's just because we also have Prime. Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
like we
exactly.
don't. I feel like I go on Prime Video and it's always just like, oh, you can watch this, but you have to buy it. And I'm like, but I'm already.
They do that a lot.
What?
Well, you know what they did with Prime Video, which sucks, is for Prime members, you didn't have commercials, and then all of a sudden they, you know, like everybody else, they got to earn more money, and they would bring in advertisers. So now, if you want Prime Video ad free, you got to pay like an extra $5 a month.
Yeah,
so extra $70 a year to get stuff. And it's like, you know what? Watching The Boys or whatever the hell I've been watching on Prime Video lately, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating when they just, without warning, just pop in there and, you know, a couple, 3 minutes, you're sitting there, you know, looking at the clock, can't afford through it. So, yeah. So I don't know. Lately, it's like I'm almost tempted to get that, just pay the extra $70 and do it. I do get some of them comped to me because of being in the Broadcast Film Critics, which is great.
Yeah.
But even with that, though, with all the other ones, because I cover streaming, I mean, that adds up to a lot of money.
It does.
It sure
so what
does.
I do is I get the year-long packages, which are a lot cheaper, like Peacock, a year-long.
Yesterday, Fawn. Okay, so we were talking on Wednesday about shows for children are just horrible, and or not for children, but for like tween girls especially. And I thought of the show Sabrina the Teenage Witch because I love that show, and it's on Disney Plus. And so Fawn on Wednesday had before bed because Sage was watching some basketball game. I don't even know. And I was like, okay, you can watch one episode of something. And I was like, I think you'd really like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And so she went on Disney Plus and there were commercials on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Disney Plus has commercials?
Yeah, there's a commercial package now. You got to get the non-commercial package.
What?
Yep.
Everything has commercials.
The only one that doesn't have commercials is Apple TV. And I think that's either 11 or $12 a month. So yeah, they get you coming and going with these commercials. So
yeah, she was watching it, and I was watching it with her because I was like, "Oh, I loved this show when I was a kid, and I think that you'll really like it." Like, she's obviously a high school student, but like, it's 90s Disney.
Well, I was gonna say, Fawn is getting towards a tween already. You're kidding me?
She's 10.
She is.
Oh my God! See, this is just nuts. Well, my youngest is 21, and I got a 21 and the 33 for the oldest. So yeah, it just. Where does it go? My God, that's crazy.
It's
so yeah,
true.
It's the perfect age for that sort of show.
I know, and I'm like, and it's very like, there's a mean girl in it, but she's like not too crazy and whatever. But I'm just like, I think 90s tween shows were just more innocent than tween shows are these days.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like, you're allowed to watch any show that was before 2004.
Especially with broadcast, boy, they're sure elbowing things out the side as far as what they're saying and doing, the content, because they know that, you know, once cable came around where you could have the swearing and all that sort of stuff, it's like they had to be competitive. So they loosen the reins a little bit on the creators to allow those sorts of things to sneak in that you might not have seen, you know, 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, and remember when Game of Thrones came out and every show had to be violence and sex all the time for like 5 years?
I never watched an episode of Game of Thrones.
Me either. I felt its effect.
I watched the first episode because when I met Dan, he would watch it with his brother.
Yeah, he and Mike were big into it.
They would watch it, and he was like, "You like it, you got to watch it." And I watched it, and I was like, "A brother and sister are sleeping together."
Yeah, it's
just not for me. Not for me at all.
Yeah,
So,
hard pass on that one too.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that. And this George R.R. Martin, is that what his name is?
Yeah, George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Jesus, what's going on in that guy's head?
Yeah, he seems real weird.
He seems very weird. Well,
But
Tim, you
people
probably
revere the guy. They revere him, you know?
Well,
That's
they
crazy.
did until he let everyone down by not finishing his
Oh,
work.
the last season?
Yeah. The last season of Game of Thrones and not doing the last book, people are not too happy with him.
Oh, really? He just phoned it in?
Apparently, yeah. I saw like there was footage of the cast getting their script and reading through it, you know, as you do. They're just reading through it silently at the table.
Yeah.
And you can see them. They're reading through their script and they're like,
oh no.
They're like, are you kidding me? This is what I have to do. I don't actually know the specifics. If there's any Game of Thrones fans in the audience watching right now,
I remember everybody hated the last season.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I think the queen, what's her name? Anya Stark. Is that a real person? I don't know.
No idea. Is she the one with like the white hair?
I think so. Yeah, she was like the White Queen or whatever, and then they made her all something about her sucked. I don't know. But Tim, you probably have to get going, huh?
Yeah.
We took 15 minutes over your time.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's always fun. I like the new time. Gives me a little break in between my morning stuff where I can do other things. So thank you so much for keeping me on board, and a lot of fun as always. And we'll talk next week. Yeah, I actually got in early this week. For some reason, I had 120 down for some stupid reason. But
it's not a big deal.
140.
One
I will be here at 140 next week.
One quick question before you leave. Are they screening Toy Story 5 and when?
Ooh, yes, they are.
Because it's coming out on the 19th, right? Like 2 weeks from now?
Right. I will text you the date, and then you can, I think you got a contact with, I think it's Allied.
Okay.
We'll be screening that one. So I'll text you, but it is early. It is definitely early.
Good. Yeah, I'm interested in that one because, you know,
I know.
But it's like if it's going to be all crazy like Zootopia 2, then maybe not, you know.
You mean the crowd crazy or?
No, just like too intense for him.
Intense, yeah.
Oh, I see. You know what? Toy Story really.
That's true. It's like how crazy.
They've stayed the course.
Well, I remember he was watching Toy Story 3 and that scene.
Is that the Mafia one?
Yeah, the bear.
Yeah,
lots of hugging bear.
Yeah, that's
and
the Mafia
that scene at the end
with the dolls?
Where they're in the
shop?
Not the shop. That's 4, I think. You're thinking of 4. 3 is the one with the preschool.
Scary too. Yeah.
But when they're in the incinerator, they get thrown away and then they go to the dump and then they get put in the incinerator and they're all holding hands and closing their eyes, waiting to be melted.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, I remember. This is a little much for him. But.
Yeah, and the
2 might be my favorite.
2, yeah, 2 probably because 1 is just it doesn't look very good. We just watched 1 like 3-4 years ago, and it doesn't look horrible because they're toys and toys are plastic and they look crappy.
Yeah.
So the crappy CGI doesn't look too bad on them, but there's certainly things like humans in Toy Story do not look good.
Well, I took my then oldest, who was 4 years old, to see the first Toy Story. And again, looking back, it's like, oh my God, this looks so obsolete, but it was the greatest thing in the world.
I know. Back
in
the theater. That was the 90s. That was like the late 90s, wasn't it?
Early, actually like 94 or something.
Wow.
94,
yeah.
95, something. Well, maybe it was later than that, but it's definitely mid 90s in that area somewhere. But the second one had that's when they introduced Jesse, and I just loved the storyline. And they had Stinky Pete the miner, who was Kelsey Grammer. I mean, it was I just loved that. I loved it, and they're all great. Even the last one, you know, it just seems like, again, you can only go so far, and the air's out of the balloon. And I kind of felt that way with the fourth one, but you know, I'm sure I still liked it a lot, and I'm sure I'll like this one too.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't. I think it'll be a good one to go watch with him. But we'll talk to you about that hopefully next week. Maybe, do you think?
Is next week the 9th?
No, but the screener I'm thinking might be.
Yeah.
Right.
I will. It's not before. It's not next week at all. But it's just that week leading up to it.
Okay. Might have to have you pop in the week of the 19th or something to give your review of it, or I don't know. We could wait till the week after the 19th because I'm gonna.
No, the 19th. I mean, I'll definitely review it the day it comes out.
I won't be here. I will be having surgery.
Oh, bummer. Well, I can tell you, I could give you my personal review over text.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just let me know, or I could just watch the show. I mean,
now next week, Disclosure Day is next week. That's the Spielberg one. Really looking forward to that picture. But
all right,
next week.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that, and we will. Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. This last part here, which has no guest again, because as it turns out, it's very difficult to schedule guests while reconfiguring the show and the website and the app and talking to the advertisers.
I have a lot more My Little Pony content.
Oh, good. Well, My Little Pony content is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers. Visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com to learn more.
Woohoo!
Someone said something in the chat.
Buy cheaper mascara.
Yeah, well, I do need to buy cheaper mascara. I'm spending way too much on it.
I've been telling you that for years. I don't know why you won't listen to me.
Who was it? I think Margaret said something. That was a long time. We've been talking to Tim for almost an hour.
Yes, we have.
Well, got a lot to say, and you know, why not?
Yeah.
Talking about all that nostalgia.
We love nostalgia.
We do like nostalgia, but I can reiterate. I've had a few people asking us on social media why there was no show yesterday and that sort of thing. The schedule is now Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3. So it's 2 hours a day instead of an hour and 15 minutes, but it's 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week. So it adds up to the same amount. It just, it's done in bursts because I have children. You have children. They take up 90% of our free time.
Yeah.
It's just, this is the only way that we could have made life work at this point.
Well, and Dad, I feel like it's good for him to have a day off here and there.
Here and there. He wants to, he talked about doing a show with Don Shelby.
I know, he wants to work as much as humanly possible, but I feel
does.
like his brain needs to not.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know. But also it's like he'll just watch the news.
That is true.
That's the thing. It's like, what's better, overworking yourself or watching doom scroll stuff all day, you know?
I know, but then he can't use his job as an excuse to watch the news. So maybe that will be helpful.
I have to watch the news or else.
No, you don't. I don't watch the news, and I do the same job as you.
That's true.
So,
and we do it better.
Exactly. Everyone would agree.
That's why we have such a gigantic audience, is us.
Yep.
I should mention Wendy. It is her birthday and retirement day today.
Congratulations, Wendy.
Or she's retiring. I don't know. Joe, you're listening. She's retiring today. I know it's her birthday today, right? So
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Wendy, and happy retirement.
And happy retirement. That's amazing.
I remember she announced her retirement a few months ago, and I was like, how old are you? Because I don't feel like she's old enough to retire, but maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, good for her. Everybody, I mean, Dan hopes to retire at 60, so.
Good luck to him.
Oh, with the amount of money that man saves.
Yeah?
I'm not worried about it.
No, God.
And how he invests and he's obsessed with having a good retirement fund.
I mean, everyone should.
And he does a really good job of it.
But kids are so expensive.
And then there's me. Okay, you don't even understand. Your kids aren't in activities.
No, well, they are.
Well, no.
Ethan is in activities.
But not at the level of.
No, not like Fawn is.
And Sage and like if your kids are activity kids when they are in elementary school / junior high, it's so many dollars.
Mm.
So very many
And
dollars.
everything is so expensive. We're already like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's an expensive time. I mean, that's why I work at school. My school job pays for basically the kids' extracurricular activities.
Well, yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, Melissa's got a job, and yeah, that the extra money definitely helps.
Yeah. Oh, she was with her employer, Wendy. Was with her
31
employer
years.
for 31 years. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Good for her.
even if she started at 18, that would make her 49 at the very youngest.
Yes.
So, but I don't know.
But she has
a kid who's.
She has adult children, I think.
I think she has one child. Does she? I don't know.
She has a daughter right now.
She has a daughter. I've
Yeah.
met her daughter. If she has more
Yes.
kids, I haven't met them. But her
Yeah.
daughter, I think, graduated college a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she's an adult.
So
And she's
yeah,
like super smart, right?
I don't know. I haven't met Wendy or her daughter in. God, when was the last time? Key West, probably. I think I saw Wendy.
Where she gave me homemade truffles that I never
Mm.
got to eat because May opened up my
May.
suitcase
Oh, yeah.
because
Mhm.
she's too freaking smart and ate the entire box of chocolates. And I injected hydrogen peroxide down her throat 2 separate times because that's what you're supposed to do to get a dog to throw up. She didn't even burp. That dog is indestructible.
I know terriers are just something else.
I don't know how she does it, but
Melissa and I were talking the other day. It was yesterday about. Melissa said jokingly because she follows the place that she got Daisy. Lonesome
don't
Grove.
get
I think
another
it's-
beagle.
Well, she jokingly said because every
Andy.
time they have a new litter of beagles, she's like, "There's a new litter of beagles," and
No.
I'm always like, "No, we're not getting another beagle." And she said, "I wouldn't get another beagle either."
Yeah.
Because they're just a lot of work.
Yes.
And I said to her, I was like, Jack Russell Terrier is one of my favorite dogs because Nipsey and Cassie were Jack
Yes.
Russell Terriers, but I would never,
was to
ever
say-
get one.
Unless you want to run 5 miles a day.
Well, yeah, I would have to live on a farm.
Yeah.
That's-
Or like train.
Or just,
it.
yeah, constantly running and bringing them to agility courses and stuff like that. Just the
Yes.
craziest dogs.
Yeah. May, our backyard is her agility course. And I take her out every single day and
Yeah.
get her exercise.
You have
because
to.
she's too smart. She gets into stuff
Mhm.
if she doesn't. I mean, I remember I took both our dogs when we first got them to obedience training, just like a general obedience training thing. And there was it was some type of hunting dog. I don't remember, but like purebred hunting dog, like
Mm.
just looking at it, you're like, you are made
Something
to
hound.
hunt. Yes. And they it was just this, like mid-20s guy just like hanging out with his dog. And the entire class was just like gnawing on its
Yep.
like collar and its leash and just getting into trouble and doing all that stuff. And I was like, this dog needs a job.
I know.
Please do something to get this dog a job. And made it agility classes for like 2 years.
I bet she loved him.
When Fawn was a baby, I took May to not Fawn. When Sage was a baby, I took May to agility classes.
Yeah, because
and
you
she
didn't get
was,
May until Sage was born.
like a year and a half old.
Yeah.
He was a toddler. Yeah, I took May to agility classes for a long time and she was great at it.
Well, she's an agile breed.
She sure is.
Well, she's not really
Well,
a
she's
breed.
an agile mix of
Yeah, she's an
breeds.
agile whatever she is.
Yesterday, Fawn and I were talking about what type of dog Fawn is, and she goes,
I mean, May
she's
is.
part or May, yes, not Fawn. Fawn is not part dog at all.
No.
And Fawn goes, she's part otter, part penguin, part kangaroo, part bulldog, part because we
Mhm.
always say that May is all these different animals because she just kind of shape shifts into different animals throughout the day. Mountain goat. She's got all of that in her.
Oh, May.
She's an ultimate mutt.
She is the ultimate mutt.
She is. And we love her.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd get another dog.
Like in general?
I mean, after Daisy's gone, sure, but I don't know
Oh.
about 2 dogs and 2 kids.
I would never, I'm the opposite. I would never have one dog again.
No?
No. Like we had Bella and then we got Birch and I was like, oh my gosh, 2-dog life is amazing. Because they have each other to amuse.
That's true.
Like yesterday, they were laying around and then all of a sudden they just like wildly played for like 10 minutes.
That's all they needed.
And then they laid back down. And, you know, like if they didn't have each other, then one of them would have, you know, got into something or done, you know, like, I don't know. But it's just like they have each other to be like, oh, I want to fight with you now playfully. And they're like, all right. And then they do it and then they're done. And that happens multiple times a day.
I don't think it would work for Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy's a special lady.
She's curmudgeonly now.
Yeah. Beagles.
Well, how old is Birch?
Birch is probably 14.
So he's older than Daisy is.
13.
But he's also good spirits dog.
You can't get better spirits than Birch.
Yep.
He's truly the best dog ever, I think.
Yeah, Daisy gets along with, we have a neighbor corgi. She gets along with him enough, but she doesn't really play.
No, she's kind of like Jude. Jude doesn't really play.
No, Jude's not
either.
a playing kind
He's
of
like,
dog.
what? It's an only dog thing, I'm telling you.
Might be.
They don't know how to play. Unless they like are around a lot of other dogs as like from puppyhood on. Then they can figure out how to play. But
Yeah.
I mean, Jude's always been around my dogs
Yeah.
and he has no idea how to play with dogs.
Well, Jude's just an interesting fella.
He sure is.
He's an interesting dog.
He just wants to eat stuff he shouldn't off of the ground.
That is true.
And that's his goal. Have I talked about our gecko?
Oh, that's right. No, you got one. Huh?
On here, we got a crested gecko.
Melissa said she saw he has his own Instagram page or something.
No, I was joking and I said that my Instagram is now a Gus fan. His name is Gus. Gus
Are we
Crested Gecko.
offline?
Are we offline?
I just all of a sudden got a try. Oh no, they're
They're
freezing.
again.
I know the internet here sucks, and there's nothing I can do about it.
That's weird.
I don't know. Just something about the internet here is just always bad. So
Oh no.
just bear with us if we freeze up, because that's
Sorry.
the internet for you. But the good news is, once I put all these things up, I replace the audio with the studio audio anyway, so that doesn't freeze up.
There you
So
go.
we can continue talking, and it'll
Okay. Great.
look horrible but sound fine.
Perfect. So Fawn got a crested gecko for her birthday. We went to Snake Discovery,
Snake
which
Discovery.
Margaret, I think, told us about.
Yeah.
And it's okay if anyone listening to this or watching this is in the crested gecko market. Don't take what's on their website as what's available, because they have like a whole adoption page of like the geckos that we have up for adoption. And there was this one named Mango, and he was colored super, super cool. And so I sent in an inquiry because it's in Maplewood. So it was like a haul. It
Yeah.
was like a 45-minute drive. And I was like, I don't want to show up and then they'll be like, oh, Mango's gone. Sorry. And so I sent an inquiry and it took days to hear back from them. They were like, and so then there's no phone number on their website.
That's annoying.
But if you Google them, their phone number shows up.
Yeah.
And so I called them eventually because I was like, I didn't hear back. And so I was like, I'm interested in Mango. And this woman's like, I don't know. I think he's gone, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, do you have any other crested geckos? Because he was the only one on their website. And she was like, yeah, we have 4. And I was like, oh, really? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want a baby one. She's like, we have a bunch of baby ones, but we only have 4 adult ones. And I was like, great, we will come out and get one of your geckos. And so she saw all the 4 that were available, and she had it down to 2. There was a girl one that was really tiny, and she had dropped her tail. So crested geckos, when they are young, if they get really stressed out, they lose their tails and they don't grow back.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. So she had what they call a frog butt.
Mm-hmm.
And Fawn really liked her because she was super, super chill. But then she saw Gus right after, and he's like just super friendly and like he walks around and like jumps and stuff, but he's not like crazy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, now we have Gus, the crested gecko, who lives in Fawn's room in a giant terrarium.
That's the crested gecko.
Yep, he's great. We love him. And yeah, my Instagram is mostly pictures of Gus now because I never knew that I could care for a tiny lizard as much as I do. But he's so cute.
Well, I've never known a crested gecko, but I have known Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle a long time. When you deal with North American Banking Company, you know the people running it, and that matters to me. They have a great team of experienced and friendly bankers. That's why I've been a customer for a long time. So go see my friends at North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com/Tom to learn more. member FDIC, equal housing lender. And I've also known Mike Bryant for years. And on top of being a good friend, I know he's a great lawyer. While you never want to need a personal injury lawyer, if you ever do need one, you'll be glad you visited minnesotapersonalinjury.com and reached out to Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers. And I'm sorry, Mike, but I do hope I never need a personal injury lawyer.
Yeah.
It sounds unpleasant. First, you have to get injured, and then you need a lawyer.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a whole thing.
it's just the whole thing.
Yeah. One day I should read the North American Banking Company ad because I used to work there.
You did used to work
And
there.
I actually do know them.
Oh, yeah. We've known Mike Bilski for what?
I don't even know. I mean, I probably
15 years?
I
at
met
least?
him. I was a freshman in college when I got a job there.
Yeah.
I took all of their paper documents and scanned them into the computer.
Fun.
This makes me sound 400 years
I know.
old.
I was going to say, it's like, well, but they still do that, though. That's the thing. It's
Well,
businesses
banks-
like that.
Banks are old school,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I worked at TCF Bank
Yeah,
a long time ago, 20 years at least.
yeah,
We were living in Dayton still. So, yeah, more like 21, 22 years.
yeah.
And everything. So, you know, when you go to the bank and they're typing on their computer and they say, sorry, my computer is being slow today.
Yeah.
Because every single one does that,
Mhm.
except for North American Banking Company.
Yep.
The systems that we were using were 100% text-based terminals, like those 80s computers where there's literally no graphics. Everything is letters on the screen.
Yeah.
And this was in like the mid 2000s. And I remember being like, these computers are 10,000 years old.
You're
Why-
like, this is the first computer.
yeah,
Like-
why are we still using these? And they were like, I mean, in a bank, if something breaks, very, very bad things can happen.
Correct.
So we've got this system and it's been working for all this time.
Yep.
And why poke the bear?
Yep.
You know, it's
true.
it might not be as easy to because we had to remember like codes. Like if someone wanted to make a deposit, you didn't just click the deposit button.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
there was no mouse. You had to type in a special, and it wasn't just type in code deposit or whatever. I specifically remember one of them, PCON. If someone wanted a new debit card, I remember you had to type in PCON and hit enter. And I remember it because we would say plastic card order new. That was the mnemonic.
Oh,
And it's like, why not just have it? Why can't I just type card?
yeah.
Why does it have to be magic spells in
Yeah.
the computer? But that's how everything was back then.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Were they running basic? No, I don't know. This was like I said, no mouse, pure text.
Yeah, no mouse.
Yeah, no, these were very,
That's
very old things.
crazy. I didn't even know there were computers that were like that.
Yeah, I doubt they use those anymore. At least
I mean,
I just can't imagine
there's no
anyone
way.
would be able to.
There's
even.
no way.
It's like, yeah, what kind of banking can you get done in 2026 when everyone's got a smartphone and an app?
Yeah, I mean, people don't even have to go to the bank to deposit checks anymore.
No, I
Just do it
almost
on your
never
phone.
go to our bank.
I haven't been in my bank in a long time.
No, it's been I only have to go there when I'm like making an account or closing an account or something
Which
other.
I haven't done since I started working at North American Banking Company in college. I got a bank account there and I still have my bank account there.
Yep.
And they are lovely people. The only time I have to contact them is when I have to raise my daily spending like amount because my debit card has a low spending like for the day. Just for like, security purposes or whatever.
Right.
And if I had to pay for our place that we're staying in Florida, which was, like $1,200. And so I had to call them and be like, hey, I need my spending today to be $1,300. Thank you so much. And everyone that I ever talked to there is really nice. And I started scanning papers into the computer and then they promoted me to a teller, and I was a teller there for like
A long time.
3 years, I think. I cried when I had to quit, but my school schedule just made it too hard for me to work at all, and so I quit. And yeah, I cried when I quit, and the woman that I told that I was quitting also cried.
Well,
So yeah, they're all real good people.
do you remember Mary?
Mary, your friend Mary?
I mean, I kind of dated her for a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
She had like a
She worked at North American Banking Company too.
really?
Yeah, I walked into North American Banking Company I don't know, 10 years ago at least. And there she was just working there. And I was
my
like,
gosh,
oh,
funny.
hello there. And
Didn't
then
she have a weird shit, like a sugar glider as a pet?
that was Nicole.
Oh.
And yes, she did have a sugar glider.
Hey.
Yep, she had a sugar glider. Yeah, I went over to her house once, and there it was, just kind of sugar gliding around.
What do you do? How do you? Was it like out and about?
Yeah. It liked to climb the
It's like a tiny
the
monkey,
drapes.
right?
No, it's
Kind
more like
of.
a flying squirrel.
Yeah, flying squirrel.
Yeah, it would climb the drapes and then just glide across the
Is
room.
that like a legal pet to have?
That's a good question.
I don't feel like that's not like a, because you can't just go buy one.
I don't know. Can you?
I mean, she's the only person that I've heard of
Me too.
having one, so I feel like it's probably wasn't illegal. pet.
Dragonstone Ranch has sugar gliders for sale.
Where's that?
I don't know. I just Googled it.
Is it legal to have sugar gliders as pets?
Pick up in
In
Texas. Well, I'm not going to be
Minnesota?
going
Well, yeah,
there.
of course it's in frickin' Texas.
Sugar. Let's see. That's a good question. I wouldn't ever want one.
No, it sounds terrible. I don't want a flying squirrel
No.
zooming around
Well,
my
and
house.
it's a rodent, so it's just constantly crapping everywhere.
Yeah, ick.
So they are
No.
legal everywhere but St. Paul. St. Paul, no sugar gliders. In
How?
2007, they specifically banned sugar gliders because if they got into the wild, they would just glide around and be annoying, apparently.
How weird.
Huh.
Well, we've learned so much about animals.
About animals and pets?
Okay, when we were getting Gus, there was oh man, what the heck was it called? It was $3,000 for some lizard.
A lizard?
Yes. Oh my
Huh.
gosh, I'm going to ask Sage. He'll remember.
Okay.
Sage has a good memory because I want to know. Okay, hold.
Are you going to turn your... Okay, yes, good. Well, I guess it's just me now. Let's see what's in the newspaper today. Let's see what else rhymes with Corey. Allegory. Montessori. All right, I'm going to newser.com. Dad used to do this all the time. Dad, also known as Tom. He would go to newser.com and he would say, oh, look at this thing I should be mad at. Look at it. Here we go. Hunter Biden, new MAGA whisperer. Is it
What?
MAGA or MAGA?
I say
I-
MAGA.
I say MAGA because MAGA sounds horrible. It sounds gross.
MAGA.
It sounds like maggot
Maggot.
or like, I don't know. But MAGA doesn't sound great
Sounds
either.
like
But
manga.
yeah, I mean, Cucamonga, it's an
Yeah.
okay. Cucamonga.
I say MAGA.
Yeah, I do too.
MAGA.
But I also don't know anyone who uses it as an adjective in real life.
Yeah.
Like I always see on the internet, someone's like, you'll never,
Yeah,
you'll never
MAGA.
believe what MAGA did
Yeah,
lately.
yeah.
And it's like, do people
Yes.
talk like, are people going around saying like, yes, I am MAGA, or I do not like
The
MAGA,
only time I use it is if I'm like, yeah, they're like,
having to read it.
no, like I'll describe somebody as like a, like, oh, they're like MAGA.
I don't know. I would just say Trump supporter, I guess. But I don't
True.
know. I don't know. So I have like one good friend.
You do.
I have no idea what his political beliefs are.
I barely ever talk about politics with
Yeah,
anybody.
I could not. I mean, like he could be the most hardcore leftist, most insane Trump supporter in the world. I would have no idea.
Yep. I don't talk about politics like ever with any of my friends
Yeah,
at all.
it's just not a good idea. I've noticed over the years, having parents that like to talk about politics,
Yeah, oh my
that
gosh,
it
and-
often doesn't end well.
No,
I don't
mom's
know.
just getting worse and worse every day. I'm like, you got to stop.
I know.
It's
I know she's saying libtard.
oh no,
I mean,
she's not.
ironically, but
Oh,
still,
Okay,
it's like
we gotta knock.
just
that
don't
off.
put that in your vernacular.
We got to get her off the internet.
You get it out of there.
She has to get off the
Well,
internet.
maybe that's what's happening. Maybe the internet is revolting. It's like I don't want to be on in this household.
I support it. We should, before we leave the podcast every day, just mess with their Wi-Fi, and then they can't get on the internet, and then our lives will be better.
Oh, she got a phone.
True, but then she'll be like, I don't want to use my data. Okay, skink. That was
Oh,
a thing that was $3,000.
Isn't
and
it like
I
a type
don't know
of salamander or something?
why. It's like a huge salamandery dinosaur thing. It was really
Skink.
weird. And there was a really pretty some other type of lizard. It's like
There's a lot of lizards.
what's the one that's Leo in the movie Leo?
The chameleon?
No, it's not a chameleon.
Oh,
They're big.
isn't that an iguana?
Iguana.
Yeah.
But it was a special type of iguana. It was like copper colored almost.
Ooh.
And then it was really pretty. I was like, I wouldn't want this in my house, but it was really pretty. But yeah, a skink, $3,000. I don't know why.
How long do they live?
I don't know.
They better live 3,000 years.
Where did they come from? Why would it be $3,000?
How big was it?
I don't remember.
Because-
I didn't even see it.
Oh.
Sage and Dan were the ones that saw it because Fawn and I were over doing.
Smaller ones, you're looking at 3 years. Bigger ones, up to 20. So I don't know.
I know, but why would it be worth $3,000?
That is a good question.
Gus was 40.
$3,000 skink. Maybe the internet will know.
Maybe.
We can get a red-eye crocodile skink for $200. $3,000 would be the northern blue tongue skink.
Okay, somebody was like, are those the ones with the blue tongues? I'm like, I have no idea about
Who said that?
anything. Not on here.
Oh, okay.
I said this
was
to
gonna
somebody,
say,
and they were like, "Is that the one with the blue tongue?" And I was like, maybe.
it doesn't even look pretty.
No.
It looks like a weird.
Sage said it had a lot.
This is a blue tongue skink.
It just looks like a lizard.
It just looks like some weird. I don't know.
I don't
Worm
understand.
lizard creature.
I will tell you, crested geckos are adorable. They look like they're smiling all the time.
I do like geckos.
They're so cute. And he changes colors, like actually, not like
Oh yeah,
not like a
not like a cartoon chameleon.
cartoon chameleon, but no, like he does something called firing up, and he gets really brown. And it's like
Huh.
when he's waking up and is really active and has just eaten. He like gets all really brown, and he's pretty like light green, like sandy colored. I don't know.
Just does it recreationally, turns brown.
It's weird. Like we'll look at him and we'll be like,
Time
he's
to
all
get brown.
brown all of a sudden. I was like, I Googled it the first time I saw it because I was like, is he okay? Like, or do we have, I don't know, because we have he has a UV light and we're like spraying down his terrarium every night. And I'm like, am I doing all the gecko stuff right? And it was like, yeah, it's what they do. It's called firing up. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
Why not?
Sure.
Well, I'm fired up for the weekend. I don't know about you.
So fired up.
So fired up. Yes.
We're going to be back here tomorrow because Mom and Dad want us to go out to dinner when they arrive. They get back tomorrow evening.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to be canceling those plans
Why?
because I have a feeling they're going to get here and be exhausted, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, I still have to go to the grocery store, and I still have to."
That's what I said to Mom. I was like,
That's why we're going here. We're coming back on Sunday. Tomorrow, I was like, tomorrow you're going to feel like you've just been driving for 3 days straight.
I told Mom, I was like, we don't have to go out to dinner. We can get takeout and just like hang out because I think you're going to be tired.
Well, if you're going to be here, but no, because we're going to go to. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
I don't think they need everybody here tomorrow night.
I suppose. I assumed they wouldn't want to do anything tomorrow. I wouldn't want to do anything tomorrow if I was them. I'd be like, let me sleep for 12 hours.
Well, we can come Sunday if they want to get the whole gang together.
We're doing Sunday, so there you go.
Great. Get pizza. See,
I wish
like,
I could eat
there's
pizza.
sushi. There's really good sushi down the street. I'm like, I could just go pick up some sushi and then we could eat the sushi. here.
Delicious sushi.
It is. Okay. Well, we're over time. So
That's all right. We can do whatever we want. We're a podcast.
it is true.
And also it's, I think, storming now. So
It was supposed to storm. I don't know if it's actually storming.
has it begun storming?
It
My
says
phone says it is strong thunderstorms right now. So,
currently.
but only for the
Great.
next hour.
Right when I'm driving.
So if you're in Minnesota, look out for strong thunderstorms.
Right when I'm going to be driving.
Yep.
Perfect. Although there won't be traffic really because it's Friday, so it shouldn't be too bad.
No. All right. So next week it's par for the course. Everyone's here.
Yep.
No one's not here.
Okay. When we get off air, we have to talk about post surgery because if you're getting surgery on the 19th and I'm out of town starting the 20th, who's going to do what for the show?
Mom said she'd try.
Okay.
Well, so yeah, that'll be an interesting week too.
That will be because, I won't be here to run the board for you when you're.
Well, that's the reason I did it because I was
Unwell.
like, you're gone. We might as well just take the week off. But Mom's like, no, I'll try.
Oh, well,
So
good
yeah.
for her. It's good for her to have other interests other than looking at Republican Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Except Kristyn on Wednesday. No, Kristyn. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a
Oh, yeah,
guest
no
for
Kristyn
Wednesday
on
to fill her spot.
Well,
Good thing.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it
All
out.
right. We will see everybody on Monday.
Have a great weekend.